How to save fuel. How to drive down the road using zero fuel. None. No gasoline, no electricity, no diesel, no nothing. How do you do this? Well, first of all, you have to understand just a little bit about what runs your car. And this is an engine control unit, ECU. Could be ECM, engine control module, depending on where you're from. Anyway, this is a 40-year-old computer. It does pretty much exactly the same as what the computer in your car does today, which is that it controls what's happening in the engine and making it run, which is to say, once in a while, as the engine rotates, it will squirt in a little bit of gasoline by activating an injector, fuel injection, and shortly thereafter it will trigger a spark that will set fire to the mixture of fuel and air and push down the piston and drive down the road. That's more than you need to know. What you do need to know is that in here is a switch, and it allows you to switch off the fuel so you can coast down the road using zero fuel, whatever fuel you're using. Now, how to activate this switch and save fuel? It's pretty simple. Just take your foot off the gas. That's it. Just take your foot off the gas. Now, at that point, this knows that you are driving down the road. It knows how fast the engine's going, it knows how fast the car is going, and it realizes you're just coasting. Shuts off the fuel. And you'd be surprised how far you can coast from highway speeds up to a traffic light, at least half a mile, in some cases on flat ground, as long as there's no headwinds. If the wind is behind you, you will be able to go down the road even further without using any fuel. Now, why doesn't the engine stall? Because at this moment in time, the forward motion of the car, the rotation of the wheels are driving the engine. Now, as you come to almost to a stop, the computer recognizes that the car is going to stall, so it starts off squirting the fuel in. But it does mean that if you try this coasting method more when you're not holding up traffic, you can use this system repeatedly on your commute to and from work. These traffic lights that I'm illustrating here, I go through them twice a day. You'll have an intersection like this you go through twice a day. And so approaching it, if the lights are flashing to tell you there's going to be a red light, then why don't you just take your foot off the gas? Do not shift into neutral or step on the clutch. Just leave everything else alone. Take your foot off the gas, shut off the fuel. That's it. Now, the alternative to coasting up to a set of traffic lights that are turning red anyway, and you know you're going to have to stop anyway, is this truck that's passing me as we approach these lights. Now, you'll see that it drives past me using fuel, and then at the last moment steps on the brake pedal hard to slow down from highway speeds to stop at the traffic light. Now, that means that this truck has used more fuel than me. It has used up some brakes, and it's used up just a tiny amount of the tires in this more brutal stop. Now, at this one individual light, this one time, the amount of fuel savings is going to be very, very minimal, to say the least. But if you do it 2 or 3, 4 times a day, every day for 300 days a year, times 330 million people, it's going to add up. And another benefit is that by slowing down early, it means that you're less likely to have someone run into the back of you. Rear-end collisions are the most common of all. And when you stop for a traffic light and someone else doesn't, well, this slowing down earlier not only saves fuel, but it's going to reduce the number of rear-end collisions as well. So it's all good. You may want to tap your brake pedal to let people behind you know that you're going to slow down early. And some people get annoyed and pass you, and, well, who cares? They are going to have to stop anyway. And in some cases, it'll actually allow you to pass traffic that's already passed you, as in this case, where I can clearly see there's a open left lane, and all these cars to my right have previously passed me. So now, by judging the light properly, slowing down early, letting the light turn green, I pass everybody. So it's all good. Like, share, and subscribe.